Hello and welcome back. So this week is all about the start of the bathroom renovation, or demolition as you could probably call it, and I'm addressing a couple of comments at the end, so if you're interested to hear more about why we're doing certain things with the stone and timber, stay tuned to the end. So with the bathroom I started off taking all these little cupboards off, as well as the handles and those kind of things with screwdrivers and the drill where I needed it, just so we can start taking the tiles off and that sort of thing essentially. So you can see I started taking the tiles off. I used a few different tools for that, so you can see there's a crowbar here. Started off being quite good. Ben was still working on the wall while I was doing this, so I thought I would just not use his chisel for that. Later on you'll see me swapping over to the chisel, but the crowbar actually did quite a good job with this, and because I'm not actually that experienced with the hammer and using it really regularly, my aim isn't super good, so having the crowbar at the top actually meant I hit myself less than with the chisel. So you can see the tiles actually come off quite easy in some parts. Some other lines it's a bit harder, but eventually I got the knack how to do it, and yeah, you can see I'm making quite good progress. So I've just taken the shower off, and it's only the actual water connection that's still there. That's the copper line you can see, and I'm just bringing it down now to a manageable height. So I'm actually standing on top of the bathtub here. It's probably not super safe, but it did the job for now, and I did have quite a good sturdy stand here. Yeah, so I'm just moving on to using the chisel now, which is a little bit harder in some parts, because as I said, my aim isn't super good, so at the start I did hit my hand a couple of times. But yeah, I would always recommend using gloves when working with tiles, because they're super sharp, and you'll be surprised how easy you cut yourself. So even just wearing a sleeveless top in this, I ended up having a few cuts on my arms just where the tiles hit me. So you should probably wear longer sleeves for doing such a job. So do as I say, not do as I do, sort of thing. But yeah, you can see I've managed to get down quite far now. Why are we actually taking those tiles off? Now we just want to make sure that we we didn't like the tiles, and also we just wanted to make sure that there is enough what's behind it, essentially, that there's no mold or gaps or that sort of thing. So we rather do a job once and properly, so that means that we have to sometimes strip quite a few layers off and just ensure that it's well insulated. This bathroom is quite a new build, so it was probably built in the 70s or 80s as an attachment to the house. In a previous video you probably saw me pointing it out. It's more of a sort of concrete square that's attached to the main building. So yeah, it should be fairly well built. But yeah, so we're just taking it down to the bare walls, just like everywhere else, and we will put up some new tiles at the back wall here probably. So yeah, you can see there's all sorts of different colours behind this wall, so I don't know at some point whether this was actually painted. It's quite interesting, so there's a lot of pink going on in this bathroom. So while you're seeing me work, I thought I'll mention as well, I actually invested in getting a proper camera stand now, as well as a Rode microphone. Now I'm still trying to figure out how the microphone works properly, because I did have some sound problems recording a few clips in this, so I had to refilm the wood aspect and a couple of other bits a few times. So do let me know if you've got any information on where I can read up more about the Rode microphone. I assume it's probably something to do with the cable connecting it to my phone, because I actually have to use a USB-C adapter for that. But yeah, no, I'm quite happy with investing a little bit, since I've had so many people actually starting to subscribe to this channel, which I'm super grateful about. This day I actually made great progress. I think I worked on the bathroom for about 3 hours, so that's taking all the cupboards down, the tiles, taking the vinyl flooring out, and all those sort of bits and bobs. I also disconnected, or started to disconnect the bathtub, so Ben could take that out another day, because I actually started my new job now, so I'm only able to work a couple of days a week on the house now, but Ben is still pretty much doing it full time. But yeah, I'm really enjoying my new job, and it's been great to just see something different compared to the house building. But yeah, I'm really grateful that Ben is still doing a lot on the house. So this is what the bathroom looks like now. You can see taking all the towels down apart from under the sink. Ben has taken out the bathtub. We are keeping the bathtub, probably using that to water the goats in the future, but for now it's definitely being kept in the garden. It's quite interesting to see taking the vinyl flooring out that was above the paneling, and the wooden floor is actually starting to dry out now. It's quite damp. You can see all the gaps forming. They're quite hard now, so that's quite interesting. So at the moment we're only really using it for the toilet, and once we're ripping out the bathroom we'll probably use a composting toilet in the garden. So yeah. So a couple of you have asked me about why we're burning the timber and in general why we're not using it, etc. So I thought I'm just going to address this quickly. All the timber we've been taking out has problems with woodworm. You can see there's a hole there, and wet rot, because the house has been continuously quite damp and it's not been doing the best to all the timber in it. So you can see this is extremely spongy and literally falls off just like that, and you can't really build anything out of that. It would just essentially collapse. So we're not using it to build anything. There's no real use in that. Now, something we could do is we could bring this to a recycling center where it's burned and then the heat's used for electricity or other purposes. But the thing is, we don't really have a large enough vehicle to do that, and it just adds to our job list and would actually be quite expensive to transport all of this timber for us. So this is currently our best sort of method to deal with it. So that's essentially what we're doing there. So why are we not cutting it up to burn in our stove? A lot of it actually has paint on it or is covered in lime. And since we're going to cook on our stove, I'm not really keen on using that due to the toxic fumes that could come off it. So that's essentially why we're just burning it here on site at the moment. It's just the easiest way of getting rid of it. So we're currently keeping all of the stone that's been coming out of the house. So this is mostly from the wall. You can see these are all the smaller stones and bricks. We're going to keep that to build raised beds and maybe pizza oven, that sort of thing. But you can see a lot of them are still in good nick, and the stone's really pretty. The bigger stones we've been keeping right next to the house because they're really heavy to lift. I'll show you quickly. So here you can see all the larger rocks that Ben's been taking out directly from the front door. We didn't want to move them too far because we're planning on building a raised wall here that will be the edge towards the vegetable garden, and we'll probably plant some herbs in it and that sort of thing, and then at the end maybe have a pizza oven in the future. So for now we've just been keeping the rocks out here. Yeah, I think they're very nice. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I just wanted to show you those lovely lilac flowers. Our lilac bushes are in full bloom at the moment and they smell amazing. So thanks for watching and hope to see you next week. Thank you, bye.